Got it. So obviously you guys all know who New American Funding is. I am David Landsman, in case you have not sometime talked to me. Um, and Jamie and I head up the Realtor Partner Program for New American Funding, NAF Reels. And so we want to start giving more and more value to you guys for being a part of the program. I think it's great that we have this program where you guys are earning additional commission. There's a lot more uses for the program other than just earning extra commission. And then we want to bring this where you can increase your business, increase your client experience. And this is a class that I have taught over the course of my career. Karshima, that's where I was going to lead to that with when I ran a real estate brokerage here in Atlanta. Karshima and I connected there and a couple other places as well. And so that's why I said that her and I go back probably the farthest. But I think that for the entire from the course of my career is that the effectiveness of speed to lead and follow up for success was so important to me that I kind of wanted to start our classes with this one. One of the things, if you guys will remember, is that in the NAF Reels program, we actually follow up with your clients every single month for you in their monthly mortgage statement. We send out birthday cards, home anniversary cards, anything that we can possibly do for that follow-up for success. We're taking care of a lot of that for you. So that's another one of the big benefits of the NAF Reels program. But I want to talk to you a little bit about this today, the effectiveness, speed to lead, and the follow-up for success. So if you don't know me, I was a top producing real estate agent in the Atlanta area for about over 20 years, International Diamond Society Award winner. I'm a licensed mortgage loan originator. I ran the number 53 ranked team in the entire United States, according to Real Trends. I ran the 255th ranked brokerage in all the United States, according to Real Trends. I had about 325 agents at that brokerage. I founded an independent brokerage here in the Atlanta area, had about 150 agents there. I was the senior director of franchise sales for the entire country for Realty One Group. And I'm now in charge of business development for New American Funding and the NAF Reels program alongside Jamie. So I'm honored to do that. And then I do some brokerage consulting work as well. So this is my personal contact information. Anything you guys need, I'm always here for you. And let's get started with everything. So what is speed to lead when it comes to response time? Basically what it is the faster you respond, the more successful you're going to be, okay? The lead response time metric is the average time it takes you to follow up with a contact after identifying themselves as a lead. Prime Street, social media, if you're doing your own mailers, if you guys, I encourage all of you in the NAF Reels program, you should be putting things out there with your personal landing page about that you are a mortgage loan originator now, because when people are on the internet getting a pre-approval letter with a mortgage company, 65% of those people click a button that says, I am not currently working with a real estate agent. So it's a great opportunity for you guys to find a buyer lead when you're out there promoting yourself as a mortgage loan originator. So don't forget about that. So whether they fill out a form on your website, answering a call or text, you can make this metric more impactful by segmenting your lead basis on source, scoring those higher who took the value initiative. So that's if they put in their name, email address, phone number, whatever kind of pertinent information they're going to give you, the more the better. For example, a lead that connects with you through Prime Street or Zillow or requests a home tour is potentially more critical to follow up with rather than somebody who just subscribed to your email list on your website. So speed to lead for success. In a competitive market where multiple realtors may be vying for the same client, being the first to engage can be the differentiating factor that secures the business. I like to think of it as like this. If you're in the water, and know we've seen a lot of nature videos and things like that, when you hear like chumming the water for sharks, that's what a lead is. So you think about they're throwing the chum out there, which is meat and blood, into the water. That's how many real estate agents and mortgage loan officers are vying for this one lead that's out there, okay? So if you think about it as we are all sharks in attacking that lead, that's the mentality I want you guys to have, because you're going to be a whole lot more successful. I've seen real estate agents over the course of my career literally be in my office, look at their phone, and they don't know what the phone number is, and put their phone back down. I'm like, what are you doing? Answer that call. You never know who it's going to be. We're in real estate and in mortgage. So anytime your phone rings, it's a potential for a client, okay? Responding to leads within the first minute, okay? First minute increases your conversion time by 391%. That's enormous when you think about that and the magnitude of a lead. 50% of leads will work with the organization or agent that contacts them first, or in our case, that picks up the phone first, answers a text message first, or answers an email first. According to the couple of studies, one of them by Salesforce.com, over 90% of sales are made after the fourth call. Okay. So I'm going to talk to you in a minute on having a follow-up call for your leads. But remember, just because you made one phone call, your work is not over. And I want everybody on this call to commit to each other on here, to commit to me, to commit to yourself, that you will not stop after contacting the lead until well after the fourth contact. Okay. After 5 minutes passes, the odds of connecting and converting that lead drop by 80%. Okay. So that's huge, guys. 5 minutes go past, pretty much you're out of the game. Over 70% of salespeople stop following up after the second call, which is great for us because we just committed to each other and to yourself that we're going to make more than 4 calls to our clients and to those leads. So you're already going to be better than 70% of those people out there, of the other sharks, right? Actually, if they're not following up after 4 times, they're really guppies. We're sharks. Maximizing conversion rates. You've heard speed kills, not in real estate and not in mortgage. Speed consistently wins and converts. Research consistently shows a direct correlation between speed to lead and conversion rates. The likelihood of converting a lead into a client diminishes significantly with each passing minute or delayed response. In a competitive market where realtors may be vying for the same client, we all are, being the first to engage can be the differentiating factor that separates the business. And this is the thing, the crazy thing about the world of real estate, which kind of separates it from the other industries out there, whether it's real estate, mortgage. When I say real estate, that's realtors and mortgage lenders. But when you think about that, it's not just even specific to your area, right? Because I could get a phone call in, like I have an 803 phone number. That's South Carolina. I live in Georgia. I've referred a home in a listing in Texas because somebody they Googled me. I came up, they contacted me and said, hey, can you list my house in Texas? My response was absolutely yes. I took down all the information because I answered my phone call within under a minute. I actually just answered that one immediately, but I kept following up with the person. I took down all the information. I referred it over. Now I'm getting a 35% referral fee, and I've never seen the house. I'm not anywhere near Texas. So that's I think the cool thing about the world of real estate is that we can help clients no matter where they are in the world. So never miss an opportunity is my point. So one of the things why I think that this is so important that you guys are on the call is I think that a lot of people don't realize how much a lead actually costs. Okay. I have a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics, so numbers are my thing. When I was a real estate agent individual, and also when I ran teams, I needed to break down how much a lead is costing me because I needed to know how much to do a commission split on my agents or how much money is it on. And I do a business plan for myself every quarter. I'll be more than happy. New American Funding actually has one. And everybody's on the call. Jamie, I know you'll have everybody's email for this. And and we'll kind of just take a screenshot of everybody's on the call. I will send you out that business plan. I want every single one of you to do a business plan because you need to break down how much it's costing you for your cell phone, how much it costs you for gas, how much it costs you for these leads. And when you find out how much it costs for your leads, it changes the kind of your outlook on, should I answer this call? Should I answer this text? How many calls should I make? When you find out how much it costs you for a lead, you're going to be making not only 4 calls, 16, 20, and beyond that. So lead generation and obtaining leads is very, very expensive. According to the National Association of Realtors, the lead conversion rate in the real estate industry typically ranges from a mere 0.4% to 12%. It's terrible, guys. To put things in perspective, that means that for every 1,000 leads secured, only 4 to 12 of them actually convert into paying customers. Okay. So on average throughout the United States, a qualified lead or one that actually stands a chance of resulting in a booking or sale is $20 per lead. So from the previous information, if you spent $20,000, and this is $20,000 up front, okay, you got to spend $20,000 on leads. 4 to 12 of those leads would convert into a sale. That means that leads that close cost between $1,667 and $5,000 per lead. Okay, that is huge, guys. Does that not change? I'm going to land all the time. Mike, hit me up when you're here. So when you think about that, right? Yeah, 4 and 120. But when you think about the cost of those leads, now doesn't it change if you see your phone ringing that you're going to pick that up? Benjamin Talisa have a team. Okay. Now, there's going to be people, and I ran a team, a very large team. I had 220 agents on my team. Okay. And there was rumblings in there of some of the agents because I would run my commissions for those leads on a 60-40 split. I kept 40, I gave my agent 60%. And some of them would leave my team and say, David, I can't stay on your team anymore because you're charging too much for the leads. And I literally that broke down the numbers and I said, you guys, these leads are costing me on average about $4,000, $3,500. So now that 40% doesn't seem that much. Okay. So think about this. Every time your phone rings, it could be, and again, what do those transfer over to? Average real estate deal is $10,000, right? So even if you're paying $5,000 for a lead and you're earning $10,000, you're still earning $5,000. Okay. So, leads are very, very valuable and they're very, very expensive. The value of quality leads. Lead generation is arguably the most important element of any real estate career, loan officer and real estate agent included. But unfortunately, it doesn't come easy. 67% of buyers and 80% of sellers only contact one real estate agent. So think about that. If they're only going to contact one and they make a phone call out, right, and you don't answer, and then you wait 5 minutes, they're going on to the next shark and they're going to pick it up. About 36% of marketers struggle with the most generating high quality leads. The average conversion rate in real estate leads is 2.4%. We just saw that. And 46% of realtors say social media is a top tech tool for generating leads. It's also the cheapest out there. Okay. 89% of realtors use Facebook to generate leads. Facebook is going to be your least expensive lead generation tool. Okay. Now, they convert 1 in 40. So keep that in mind. I think Zillow was about 1 to 20, and the actual highest converting rate of any online source is actually Craigslist. And for our next course, I'm going to do it on lead generation with Craigslist because it's actually a free lead generation tool that you can use. I'll show that class, but we'll do you do kind of a test for 2 weeks, and you'll end up coming out of there with 9 to 10 leads. Absolutely free. So that's going to be an invaluable next one. So Jamie, that'll be our next class. Statistics for success. Most agents give up. The truth is there's no such thing as a bad lead. Okay. Research shows that 44% of agents give up and stop sending emails after 1 no, and 22% give up after 2 no's. That means 2/3 of agents never follow up for the 3rd time, which means they could be missing out on a ton of business. Studies also showed 80% of non-routine purchases, big purchases like homes, are made after at least 5 follow-ups. Showing the power of sticking around and being consistent is going to be your key to success. So come up with a proper plan. And this is one thing that I want you guys to look at in your business plan. This was mine that I used when I was a practicing real estate agent. How fast you respond to the prospects can either make or break your conversion rate. So phone call to lead within 1 minute. This is in case you didn't pick up and they just called and left you a voicemail, sent you an email, text, whatever it is. Follow up immediately after that call with a text message because typically people are not going to answer your first call. So follow that back up with a text message. Hey, just left you a voicemail. This is David Landsman with New American Funding. Wanted to speak with you about getting pre-approved for your next home purchase. Follow up with an email recapping all known information. So in the real estate world, if they filled out a form online that says they're going to buy a home, if they're interested in selling a home, follow up an email with as much as you know. Hey, David Landsman, this is Jamie with New American Funding. Not interested in 123 Main Street. I'm very interested in talking with you about that home purchase. That's going to show that they're going to be like, hey, did I already speak with this person? And they're going to be more apt to call you back. Repeat this process at least 2 times. Okay. You can think of lead conversion as a race where speed is crucial. Letting leads go cold is the same as a wasted opportunity you didn't even have a chance to take part in. Think about it from a customer's perspective and know what your brand is missing. Would you even wait for several hours or days to get in touch with when others are ready now? You guys think about this. Your last purchase of anything you did, jeans, shoes, a watch, and you were online shopping and they didn't have a chat and you happen to email in or try to get somebody on the phone, how long did you wait to hear back from that company before you went and found another one? I can tell you this firsthand. About 3 weeks ago, I couldn't get a hold of AT&T because my internet was down and I was angry. And what I did is I got on my phone and I found Xfinity. Not only did they cut my bill in half, but they answered the phone and I could get a hold of somebody. Okay. So I didn't even have the patience to it. And then, so why would I not hold myself to the same standard? Speed to lead, sales optimization. A study found out nearly 3.5 million leads. The right volume and frequency of both calls, texts, and emails can yield optimal conversion results. An efficient contact strategy, what I just showed you, that leads to more sales does not rely on just one method of communication alone. The use of email in addition to text and phone outreach have been very positive impact in the ability to contact and ultimately convert a prospect into a customer. What's the number one reason why that could be? Because we're all different people, right? There's going to be older people. I had a lady the other day. She does not use email. She doesn't get on the internet. The only way I can talk to her is on the phone. Okay. Now, yes, if you're going to be dealing with only younger people, they may just want to use text message. But by using all four of them, face to face, phone call, text, email, you're going to find out by default which is the best form of communication for them, and you just stick with that one, right? Number one, speed to call is the single largest driver of lead conversion. Number two, calling inquiries 6 times is the best way to achieve optimal conversion rates. Remember, we're always going to do more than 4. 6 is optimal. Number 3, conversion rate can be further increased by properly timing contact attempts. And that's why I not only followed up my phone call with a text, but also an email. Okay. It's timing it. Combining the recommended call strategy with an optimal email strategy can yield exceptional results. One, higher conversion rate. How you respond to prospects can either make or break your conversion rate. Responding within the first minute can increase your conversion rate by 391%. Remember, 2 minutes, it becomes 160%. An additional minute, and it declines all the way to 98%. Okay. Remember, once you pass 5, you might as well hang it up. You can think of lead to conversion as that race. Remember, at least be in the race. So no matter what you can do, always convert with these, contact these leads. If you never get a hold of them, I don't care. Do not abandon that lead. Put it on an email drip. You're not doing anything for that, and you'll never know. Sometimes you'll be surprised. They'll come follow back up with you in the next year or two. What is technology's role in speed to lead? Right now, you guys, I'm 50. I'll be 51 in 2 weeks. Okay. When I first got into real estate almost 25 years ago, we didn't even have MLS, internet, nothing. I had a pager. Okay. I literally had a pager when I got in real estate. And every week we'd go into our brokerage office and we pick up, I was about to say Yellow Pages, but some of you don't even know what Yellow Pages is, but it's a book about that thick. And I literally had to sit down with my client and thumb through this book and find all the homes they wanted to look at, put the person in my car because it was too hard because they didn't have GPS back then, and had like a road map out. And that's how we would search and look for cars. Thanks for laughing, Jamie. But literally, my clients would call me, page me, and then I'd stop at the side of the road, get on a payphone, and have to call my client. So right now, for you guys, it's never, ever been easier to respond to your leads. Advancements in communication technology have transformed the way real estate professionals interact with leads. Automated response systems, CRMs, and those kind of tools, instant messaging platforms, enable realtors and loan officers to respond swiftly and efficiently. Embracing these technologies not only expedites communication, but also allows for streamlined lead management and faster speed to lead. Tools for success, you got it sitting in your hand. Some of you are probably on this call on your cell phone, okay? It all starts with organization and preparation to keep conversions in check and converting, okay? Conversion intelligence is your key to converting. Empathy goes hand in hand with active listening. Agents can show customers that they are listening by repeat and paraphrasing what they are actually saying. Reflecting the customer sentiment tells them you're following what they say. As a result, the customer feels heard and they have a chance to correct any misunderstandings, okay? You can literally, I don't care where you are in the world, you have your cell phone in your hand. I barely ever see anybody without it. You have the ability to respond to every lead that you're going to get in under a minute, and use this empathy when you talk to people and really, really listen to what they're saying. I was talking to a gentleman the other day, and he was telling me about a home he wanted to purchase, and he hasn't been pre-approved yet, and all these things. And for some reason, I didn't feel like the conversation that he wanted to have was about homes and loans. And I heard it in his voice, and I said, "Hey, what's going on? Tell me a little bit about what started this home journey." And he said, "To be honest with you, David, I don't know where to turn." He said, "My wife just left me. I need to find a home, and I'm just kind of lost." Now, you guys may not all be able to relate to this. Unfortunately, I can. Same type of thing happened to me, but that empathy went a long way because All I did then is I shut my mouth, and it's hard for us to do that. Hey, listen, we're all in sales. At some level, we're all in sales, and it's hard to just shut your mouth sometimes and listen. And I just listened to this guy, and he went off for 5-10 minutes. But now I'm working with him and we're getting him pre-approved, and he feels very, very connected to me just because I shut my mouth and listen. But it's because I answer the phone first. And I use that empathy to kind of really listen to that client. So don't underestimate that. Another tool that I think that you guys should have as you're answering these calls and answering these texts and emails is, when I'm on the phone, I always have a pad, if you can see that, in front of me. As people talk, and even on this call, if you guys started talking to me and asking questions, I'm going to write them down, just so I can always have something to refer back to you, because you're going to need those kind of notes for your follow-up in the future with your clients. Make use of texting. Texting is regarded as the chosen method of communication for customers these days. Here are some statistics about that. 90% of marketing text messages are read within 3 minutes. That's huge, guys. 97% of people choose to ignore phone calls from unidentified numbers. If you think back to my plan for success, right? I call, they're probably not going to answer. 97% of people don't. So I send them a text right after it. Now 90% of those text messages are going to be opened. 90% of people want to have a text message conversation with businesses. You are a business, especially after you do the business plan I'm going to send out to you. Text messaging has 6 times the engagement of email. Americans check their phones, this is disgusting, 96 times a day on average, or once every 10 minutes, which I think most people is probably higher than that. Most consumers, 58% of them, state that texting is the best way to reach out to them. And the texting response rate is 45% compared to 8% of email. But if you think about the way I'm telling you to stack all these things to follow up, answer the phone. If you can get on the phone, that's golden. But follow up that phone call if you happen to leave a message with a text message. It's going to be open. And perhaps if they don't open a text message, then you're going to get that 8% that's going to do the emails. There's a lot of other tools out there for success, and you don't have to spend a lot of money on CRMs and all these intricate things. When I first started out in the world of real estate, I'm very, very organized. So in my email, I would do labels on things: Prime Street, Real Estate Street, New American Funding, whatever it is. And I would put those emails into those labels so I can always find them and be organized. I don't know how. I have an Android. Don't hate me for that. That's another argument for another day. But I don't know if iPhones can do this. But in my Android phone, I can actually classify out my text messages. So I have a general email box. I have NAF Reels program, and then I have real estate clients. So I can put people in different categories in my phone. So as I'm going through the day, I can just go right down and say, oh, these are my NAF Reels people. These are my real estate clients. So stay organized. It's going to help you with your speed to lead as well. When you're first starting out, rather than spending all these money and resources, use the tools you already have. The number one, again, is sitting in your hand, your cell phone. It's miking me out. Technology can automate your speed. Achieving an impressive speed to lead requires more than just quick reflexes. It demands a systematic approach. Thus the reason I gave you that approach, right? We're going to answer the phone, send a text, send an email. Realtors can establish predefined response templates. Those are always great. Automate certain aspects of communication and set up alerts, new leads by creating a well-organized system. Real estate professionals can consistently deliver rapid responses without compromising the quality of their interactions. Okay. When I was running my real estate business as a realtor, I used Follow Up Boss. There's a lot of great ones out there. Jamie and I use Go High Level for our follow-up with the mortgage industry. But there's a ton of different CRMs out there. You need to find one that works for you. One of the reasons why I love Go High Level and I like Follow Up Boss is because I can set automated responses. So the minute I get a lead over, the system triggers to automatically send out a text message. So even if there was some remote, okay, for instance, if I'm on this webinar right now, I'm not going to answer my phone. It'd be rude to you guys. But I don't want to lose that lead. I don't want to lose that response time, right? So my whole system is set up that if I'm on this call, my phone is automatically sending these things out. My CRM is automatically sending out response to people so I don't miss anybody, okay? With today's technology, you have to improve your speed to lead. You may be missing out on a number of prospects, not because of your website or goods or service you offer, but by the mere ability to respond immediately. I have my CRM set up to automatically respond to leads, first with a text, then an email. This is all done automated. I was talking to Lisa the other day. She was about to go into a listing appointment. For the next hour, or maybe more than that, she could have been away from her phone. Okay. That could have been a missed opportunity for 10 leads. Okay. And that could, remember how much leads cost. It's $50,000 worth of leads. She's just passing up. First impressions matter. Okay. So why putting your best foot forward when it comes to converting makes a difference. The old adage, you never get a second chance to make a good first impression, holds particularly true in the world of real estate. Buyers and sellers often interpret a swift response as an indicator of a real or a loan officer's responsibility, reliability, and efficiency, setting a positive tone for the entire client-agent relationship. Think about this, guys. Someone calls up on the real estate side of things, calls you up because they want to list their home, and you don't answer. What do you think their thought process is if you have the listing and a potential buyer calls you about listing their house and you don't answer for 1 hour, 2 hours, 3 hours? They're not going to list with you. That's a direct reflection, and your first impression just went out the door. So think about all these things. Think about how expensive it is for a lead. Think about making a great first impression. In the world of real estate, loan officers and real estate agents, being fast is the number one. Think about even on the loan side of things. If they're calling me because they want to get pre-approved for a loan and I don't answer for 2 hours, 3 hours, what happens when they go to make an offer on a home and they need a pre-approval letter within the next 30 minutes? They don't have a whole lot of trust in me. Start with speed and then add your skill. Okay. Build personal rapport. Rapport lays the foundation for any conversion. Just like I did with the guy that got divorced. You're going to have something in common. We are all human beings that were born the same way and everything else like that, right? We're all going to hopefully we're all going to celebrate 4th of July. We were just talking about that at the beginning of the call, but you have something in common with every single person in the world. Just talk to them, shut up, listen, and you can find out what that common ground is. That builds your personal rapport. A friendly voice is welcoming, relaxing, engaging. Remain patient and calm, address the customer by name, ask questions, and be personable. Okay. Listen actively. There's a big difference between hearing and listening. I want you guys to all be expert listeners. Empathy goes hand in hand with active listening. You can show leads that you're listening by repeating what they are saying, paraphrasing what they're saying right back to them. Reflecting the lead sentiments. Lead tells them that you are following what they're saying. As a result, the lead feels heard, and you have a greater chance of converting them into a customer and a client for life. And then stay in control of the call. Okay. Although I'm telling you to shut up and listen to the client and things like that, you have to stay in control of the call. Remember, you guys, when you answer the call within a minute, you are the expert regardless of anything else out there. Number one, you're in real estate. You have real estate knowledge. They're calling you for a reason. You have mortgage knowledge. They're calling you for a reason. Okay. So you're the expert in the room. A well-prepared realtor or loan officer is more confident. You will need to be sure of yourself and your business. Authentic confidence reflects in the voice and infects the lead. Okay. So train yourself, train your employees, train your team leads on the value of the product you are selling or the area that you're working in or the loans that you offer. If they believe it and you believe it, so will your customers. And then what if you guys were a super agent? Most of you guys on the call are now becoming or are reals. This is going to help you convert. We're looking at when I was test piloting the program out there, I was converting leads 70% higher rate than just single licensed real estate agents at the brokerage I was a part of. As soon as you tell a lead that, hey, not only am I a licensed real estate agent, I'm also a licensed loan officer as well, it puts you on a different level. Remember what I just said, you're the smartest person on the call, you're the smartest person in the room, smartest person in the text or the email. This makes you even smarter than that. And your clients, it's going to resonate with them. They're going to look at you as the only person that can get them from start to finish on every aspect of that real estate transaction. So don't take our program lightly. Again, on your earning potential, you guys, it's not only going to help you convert at a higher rate, help you earn more money, help you get more listings, help you work with more buyers. Don't forget about you can refer other agents into the program. I'm always here for you guys. nafreal.com. I do the live Zoom call every single day at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Send anybody over there. You guys can get back on the call if you want. And then in conclusion for your conversion, right? By improving your speed to lead, you can boost your sales performance and your revenue growth, right? That's what we all are here to do, is make more money. As you can see, speed to lead is a crucial metric for measuring effectiveness of your sales process. It shows how quick you respond to new leads and how well you engage with them before they lose interest or move on to your competitors. Anybody on this call, nobody is moving on to competitors. We're all sharks. We're all going to get to it in under a minute. The faster you contact your leads, the higher your chances are converting them to customers. To improve your speed to lead, you need to optimize your lead generation, your management system, get organized, start with your cell phone, and then look for CRMs and things like that. There's a lot of tools out there that are very, very beneficial for your business. It can also help you prioritize and qualify leads based on their behavior and intent. If you want to convert leads, you need to contact them as quickly as possible. It's the bottom line. I appreciate everybody. Open it up right now. Questions, comments, what can I do to help? Nothing. It was so engaged. You guys are just ready to answer the phone and get out there.
Hey David, I got a question for you.
Yes.
So reaching out to team leads about trying to get them in the downline.
Yeah.
And I've been sending out some emails just saying, hey, you got time for a brief chat? And I'm getting back a few questions of like, hey, brief chat about what? Now, a lot of these are EXP, and I'm expecting them to jump all over it, be like, hey, let me get you into and so my response has so far been kind of when I'm getting these responses back, like, hey, I just want to understand a little bit about your team and kind of its structure and everything. Do you have a better response, that you would give?
The first thing that I thought about when you asked that question is back in my slide when I said empathy, right?
Yeah.
I always try, and I think that a lot of you guys would agree that if I connected with you some way on the Reels program initially, is that I always want to find out a little bit more about their business, but I also want people to treat me the way or I want to treat people the way that I expect to be treated, right? So, the number one thing is I'm always up front and forward. Hey, this is David Landsman. I head up a Realtor Partner Program for New American Funding. We're able to contribute more commission to the real estate agent just by partnering with on the mortgage side of your transactions. When would you be available for a couple minutes to talk about it so I can find out a little bit more about your business and to see if we're a good match and fit? And I think that's a good way of approaching, because I tell them everything about it up front, right? One thing I did, and nobody's perfect at anything in the world. I'm constantly trying to perfect my craft and to get better. And one of the biggest things that I found when I was doing these calls with agents, and I had one of the agents call me out about it. She said, David, I have to be completely honest with you. I haven't really been, it was a one-on-one Zoom call. And she said, I haven't really been paying attention to you that well because I kept waiting for the sales pitch and how much this program is going to cost me. And I felt horrible about that. And so now what I do is right in the beginning of the presentation, I say, hey, listen, as we go through this, I want you to listen with an open mind, because this program doesn't cost you anything. Okay. New American Funding charges you absolutely zero to be a part of the program. It's an absolute partnership. So at the end of this, I'm not going to hit you up for any money. And that has actually changed the way that people interact with me on the Zoom call. And again, what did I do? I shut up and I listened to what this person had to say. And, that's the hardest part sometimes is, and I mean, if you know me at all, I could be on this Zoom call right now and talk for the next 7 hours. I can talk and talk and talk. So the hardest thing for me sometimes is to be like, and I've said it in my own mind, like, David, shut up, David, shut up. And I had to just like listen to the client. Tamara's laughing because me and her talked for about 2 hours the first time I met her. But I mean, I had to really listen, and I said, oh my God, I'm missing the boat, because I already knew. Don't always expect the other person to know what you already know. Remember, we're the expert in the room, but share that information. Like for me, I already knew the program didn't cost anything. So I'm like, oh, so does everybody else. No, they don't. And so that's a big thing with it, Adam, that I think that could help out a lot. Tell them everything up front. Maybe you don't. I mean, there's even times when I'm like, hey, there's an opportunity for you to make $2,500 extra commission on your transaction. I'd love to talk to you about this partnership program. And but I think going in with all the information up front and then listen about how we can fit together, because it's really a no-brainer program. You guys all know that. But it is a straight partnership, and I think telling that to people is super important.
Okay, so go into more information.
I'll turn the screen back on for anybody that wants to go back into those slides. But we do have a business plan that I'd love for you guys to all fill out. You can actually email that over to me if you want after you fill it out. I'd love to go through it. I'm kind of a different animal when it comes to real estate. I do work with the NAF Reels program and build that out, and on the loan mortgage side. Obviously, I'm with New American Funding. But like I said, I was a real estate agent. I ran real estate brokerages teams. So any level that I can help you guys grow your business is what I'm here for. Just like Jamie, we are very, very involved. New American Funding is run like a family. And so somebody is always here for you. And so if there's anything that I can do for your business, that's why Jamie and I wanted to do these calls and these little classes. So we absolutely want to help. It's a rising tide raises all boats. So the better that you guys do, the better we do.
David, can I add something to what you've been saying?
Yes.
So, how I met David, a colleague who's a realtor and a lawyer, went to some event in Georgia, and she got so excited about it that she called me on her way back to Birmingham about it. So the next morning, I believe it was, I sent David a friend request on Facebook, and he immediately responded. It was maybe like 6:30 in the morning Central Standard Time. And that's what impressed me about how quickly he responded. And I told my friend, and so we jumped on a call later that day because he had a sense of urgency. And he was like, hey, when can we get you guys on a Zoom? And I was like, oh my God, he's like really, really fast. And so by the end of the day, he had, we had a conversation and got the ball rolling. And so I'll say this, both she and I have been looking for something like New American Funding this time last year. I came across some screenshots of some things, but some of the other opportunities seemed a little flaky to us. And so we didn't move forward with it. So there are people out there that are actually looking for what we have. Some know it and some don't know it yet, but don't take for granted that people would not be interested in it, because we had been talking about it since last year. And so his being proactive and being quick to respond, that was a game changer for both of us. So definitely don't take what he said for granted.
I appreciate it a lot. It's funny. Prime Street is a system similar to, and if you guys are not part of Prime Street, I encourage you to go there. You can use my name when you sign up. They provide leads, real estate leads to you. I know that I'm trying to connect to Lisa and them. They are not in every city in the country, but they provide leads to you, and they just take a 35% referral fee when it closes. But they're hot, warm lead transfers. They put the phone right into you. And you'll be talking to a client. So that's a great partner for us. And I actually spoke to, I don't know, it was like almost 3,000 agents on a call. And I did this class for them on speed to lead and how the importance of it. And it was funny because I put my contact information up at the end with my email address, phone number, and then my social media. And so out of 3,000 people, there was hundreds that contacted me right afterwards. And I remember feeling a sense of responsibility that I'm on this call that's saying you need to respond to leads with under a minute. And Tamara, she obviously backed me up that I do respond in under a minute. But I have to admit, it was past a minute when I had like 175 people contacted me at the same time. So it was a chore, but it's your job, right? And I think if you look at it as my job in the world of real estate is we're all experts at finding homes, producing loans, tailor making, whatever it is, signs and social media posts. Those things all are almost easy for us, right? But I think the number one, if you put it in a level of importance, the number one thing that we should be good at is lead response, because obviously when you break down the cost of how much a lead costs, that should be the biggest priority, right? It shouldn't be designing a yard sign or some things like that. I remember when I was running a brokerage, I looked at a realtor one day and she was working about 2 hours on her computer. I'm like, oh my God, what she put in listings and what she did, a whole neighborhood. And she was designing her logo. And I thought, what a waste of time. I mean, kudos to anybody that has the logo and things like that. But, most of the people are at a real estate brokerage, right? At the time, Karshima and I were at Realty One Group, which they have a circle logo. I didn't think there was a need for a logo for them. Your name is probably the most important thing in the world of real estate. That's what they're going to remember. Like I said, I've been doing this. I was a realtor for 20 years. And I don't think I bet you, if you went back to, I have almost, I don't know, a little over 6,000 clients over that time. But I bet you if you went back and polled a lot of them and asked them what real estate brokerage I was with, They probably couldn't tell you. So, you know, I think the number one thing we should get good at is responding to these leads. Especially now, you know, the market's a little bit slower. So anybody that reaches out to you, you know, reach out, you know, get a hold of them. Get a hold of them. There's actually another one I just thought about, and I'm actually trying to reach out to them and see if we can partner with. The name of you guys should all go sign up for this, because I helped an agent with it the other day, and they already got a listing from it. It's REDY. This is your whatever, 10 cent for the day or whatever. What do they call that when you got like a little tidbit for the day? It's REDY.com. I'm putting in the chat. REDY.com. They are only listing leads. You got to pay a little bit up front, but you only pay if they sign a listing agreement with you. So it's pretty cool. But to get more, I know agents always want more listings. And so that was your fun fact. That was it. That's your fun fact for the day.
That was awesome. And David, something that stood out to me is that you have those automated emails and texts that go out for you whenever you are, you know, time blocked with your schedule. Is there anyone on the call that doesn't have that set up? Is there anyone that doesn't have?
You can actually set that up in Facebook automatically too, and that's a free system with Facebook.
I just want to make sure everyone knows that that's. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Mike.
I don't have that set up. We use Lofty for the brokerage, but there's no like instant response or anything like that. I just have to be like on my game.
Yeah, I think that's a very powerful tool, because being on your game 24/7 can be super hard. And so, yeah, Mike, definitely reach out and we can maybe help you with that, just because it's such a powerful tool in today's world when, you know, we are on the go or have something booked, and, you know, have that automation work for you. Especially if Facebook is doing it for free. I don't have my Facebook set up, but
I'll go. I don't know. I don't have my Facebook set up either, or I think Instagram does it as well. So I will. Why don't I do this? We already have the topic for the next session on this, but for the next one, why don't I figure out how to do the Facebook and Instagram, and then I'll do a little course on how to use those as follow up. Because I think that'd be great for everybody, you know. And then again, as your business builds out, and this is the thing, guys, you know how expensive leads are, and I always think about, like, if you had extra money in your real estate business, what would you do with it, right? And you know, we have touted the NAF Reels program as the real estate retirement plan, because you want to build up your downline, have that income coming in. But when you make this additional income, and that's why it's so important for you guys to do your business plan, is that what if you took $100 from this new $2,000 per transaction that you're getting from the mortgage side that you never had before? You took $100 and ran some Facebook ads, and you had 80 extra leads per month because of that. And then 1 in 40 from Facebook closed. So that means you're gonna have 2 extra transactions per month. I mean, that's a game changer when you think about business, right? So it's not only adding this additional revenue from the mortgage side, but if you can use a little bit of that money and run, you know, some very economical lead platforms, this could open up the door for a lot of business for you guys. So, you know, look past just I'm getting an extra 0.5%. You guys know in the presentation I showed you how I used it to win over a listing. Somebody asked me, they said, what separates you, David, from every other real estate agent that I'm going to talk to out there to list my house? And I said, well, they're probably not dual licensed. And he said, what does that have to do with listing my house? And I said, well, they can't protect you on a bunch of different levels because they're just a real estate agent. So everybody's going to do professional photography and videography and post on social media. But what happens if they get an offer over? How qualified do they know that buyer is just by having a pre-approval letter? No. I mean, we all know there's a difference between a pre-qualification letter and a pre-approval letter, right? Pre-qual letter is not worth the paper it's written on. A pre-approval letter has actually had the credit run. We know how important that is. So now I'm going to protect you, Mr. Seller, to whether you should take that offer or not. Also, I'm going to put my link in there, because if they can use mine, then all of a sudden, then I have every knowledge about the buyer and I know how qualified they are, or I could contribute a little bit to their closing costs or whatever it is, right? There's a lot of different things. And the seller is blown away by that. Oh my God, I didn't realize that you had this level of knowledge in the industry. Yeah, of course I do. And they put you on different, like you could literally be a real estate agent for 6 months and go up against a person that's been a real estate agent for 20 years and go in with saying, hey, I'm dual license. Matter of fact, there was a guy just yesterday, he had a cool name. It was Innocent is his name. And I'm like, after I met him, like, you are anything but innocent, but hey, cool name. But I told him, I said, you have and he has got $1 million home he's listing here in the Atlanta area. And I told him, I said, we have special programs within New American Funding for jumbo loans. We have some in-house specials, things like that. What if I could list this? Because the market's down right now, guys. You guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys are feeling it where you are, but in Atlanta, the market is down just a little bit. But I said, what if I could advertise your home and say, hey, I can get you 1% less than prime on this home if you get pre-approved with me. And he was like, oh my God, that's an amazing strategy. Because now I'm not only marketing to people looking for homes, but I'm also looking for people that are looking for mortgages. And you combine the two of them, I can get this home under contract. So, there's a lot of, like, the NAF Reels program to me is probably the most important tool that you're going to add to your business, not only from a profitability standpoint, but from getting more buyers, getting more sellers. You guys should, again, you have a landing page. If you're in the NAF Reels program already, you have a landing page. That's a website out there that shows you are a certified mortgage loan originator. You should be marketing yourself everywhere. Get pre-approved today and put your link in there. I mean, that's, again, remember, 65% of people that go to a website and fill out an application for a pre-approval, click the button that says, not currently working with a realtor.
Sorry, I'm muted. Guys, when you're marketing yourself, just check in with me just so that way we can make sure everything's compliant. We have everything taken care of and covered for you. But we definitely have the certain tools and everything for you to market yourself correctly and compliantly. And like David said, that's just the start of everything for you. So I'm excited for you guys.
Yeah. I know I'm speaking on behalf of Jamie as well as everybody at New American Funding. We are so honored that you guys are a part of the program. I'm even more honored that you're a part of this call. Jamie and I are already going to start working on heading up the next one. If you guys are at a real estate brokerage and you work with other agents, we encourage you, share the link, get as many people to these calls as you can. We're going to try to bring as much value as humanly possible. If there's a topic you want, like Mike just brought up about doing the automated systems with Facebook and with Instagram, I will research it. If I don't already know it, I will do a whole class on it. But we want to bring value to you guys. Again, there's already what I named 4 different values for the NAF Reels program. Here's the 5th one. We want to bring great value to you when we're on these calls. So I'm here for you. Jamie's here for you. Everybody at New American Funding is, and I appreciate each and every one of you so much.
Yes, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. Thank you, David.
Absolutely. Great seeing everybody.
Thanks, everyone. Happy 4th of July.
Yes,
Happy 4th. Have a good afternoon.
Holiday.
Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays. Thank you.